Hey guys, it's Fancy, and you're watching the Good Wives Network, and this is part of our ongoing series, America's Sweetheart Murderers, Gypsy, Rose, and Nick, which we will be filming all through 2025. Today, we're unpacking a chilling interview with Nicholas Godejohn recorded before his trial. This interview offers insight into his perspective and the tragic murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. The following clips were originally released by MPG Cornerstone after Nick's discovery file became public. This is the first time the full interview has been analyzed in this way. To see the unedited video, check our show notes for the link to the MPG Cornerstone YouTube page. Let's dish. So before we dive into the interview, let's revisit the events that have shocked America. Gypsy Rose Blanchard allegedly spent her life under the control of her mother, Dee Dee, who was accused of fabricating illnesses to exploit public sympathy and financial aid. This manipulation supposedly ended in 2015 with Gypsy and her boyfriend, Nicholas Godejohn, orchestrating Dee Dee's murder, but how much can we believe as true since Gypsy has proven over and over she will lie about anything? I feel again Sheriff Arnott spoke from wisdom when he said, nothing is as it appears. And just remember, this whole video is all allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment and educational purposes only.
How did you first meet the shrew?
I met her on, basically online. It was on a dating site. It was called Christian datingforfree.com.
What first attracted you to the shrew?
Actually, I believe, well, she said it was the same thing, but I'm not fully sure if it really was that. For me, it was, well, I looked at her profile first, and I seen that when she was on, the way that she put her actual profile together, it was pretty much everything I was looking for. Everything from her height to everything else. And then I looked at her profile picture, and that right away got my attention. It drew me to her really quickly. So everything came pretty quick, just from looking at her profile picture alone, and every bit of the information that she provided on her profile picture, as well as the rest of the profile itself.
In that clip, Nick describes their first meeting. Was it a love story or the start of a deadly plan? Gypsy portrayed herself as a victim of her mother's severe abuse, and Nick believed he was her only savior. Their relationship was unconventional, to say the least. Gypsy shared heartbreaking stories about her alleged struggles, painting her mother as a wicked abuser. But was this all part of a bigger manipulation? Evidence now shows it was.
Whose idea was it? Who planned Plan D?
Well, I'm actually surprised that she's actually admitted that she's done it, because it's the truth. She actually is the one who actually not only did most of the planning, because I've made it right out in the open that I left that to her to do the planning, but I also mainly went with the actual idea only because I truly wanted to be with her. I was literally not going to let anything stop me from being with her, and I made it clear to her. But I also mainly went with the actual idea only because I truly wanted to be with her. I was literally not going to let anything stop me from being with her, and I made it clear to her. In one case where I mentioned it online, and then she had this habit of trying to push me further and push me to the point where there's no returning. But yeah, it was Shrew's idea. Only that, well, at the time she made me believe that she really loved me when, well, here I am, and to where she turned her back on me, so I know that's not fully true. But yes, that was her role in the whole situation. She literally made me basically feel like I was doing her a service, when really it was really more like a hired situation, even though I didn't feel like it was that. And with my role in the whole situation was just basically the one that was to carry the harder part of the whole plan. I mean, I basically went back and forth with her, I collaborated with her, but I just basically, as long as it sounded like it would work, I told her if it was okay for me or not, and I basically went with whatever she was telling me, basically.
So, Nick, help me understand. Why did you agree to and ultimately commit the act of unaliving her mama?
Well, I can't openly admit it on here since it's recorded in two directions, but I will say that the reason why I've admitted it in the past, and I will keep on admitting it, the reason why I did do this is because I was, for one, so deeply in love with the shrew at the time.
This longing to protect Gypsy became the driving force behind a deadly plan. But how much of this was Nick's own desire and how much was fueled by Gypsy's manipulation? Evidence shows she groomed him using skills she'd learned from Dee Dee and her family to control people, and then discarded him once her plan was complete.
Her seeming like she was wheelchair bound, and I was aware that she was taking a lot of medication and a lot of the stuff that was going on with her, and I felt like it was being pretty much forced on her, and I felt like it was something that was not something she deserved. So it kind of made me feel as if it was a duty of mine that I had to do because no one else was stepping up to do it, or they were just too blind to see it in plain sight, playing right out in the open. So I felt like it was, if no one else was going to do it, someone had to do it, and I ended up being the one she called upon.
The night of the murder remains haunting. In his police interrogation, Nicholas recalled his actions in chilling detail. But one statement in particular from this interview became pivotal for the prosecution's case. We've all seen it before. It's where Nicholas is talking about the devil on one side and an angel on the other. And the angel said, take the girl and run, but the devil said the bitch is dead. And he went with the bitch is dead.
Well, originally when it first happened, the alleged situation that happened, I have to say that for my protection so they don't use it in court. For that reason, when it first happened, I felt, I guess you could say, a numbness. I didn't know what to feel. It was so intense that I didn't know if I should feel remorse. I didn't know if I should still feel anger or what I should feel. I didn't know what to feel at the time. So I just felt numb. About an hour into it, a minute left. An hour into it, yeah, I started to feel that remorse, and she had to comfort me about it. So yes, there was a time I did, but then I forgave myself over time about it. So
after the murder, Nick and Gypsy fled to Wisconsin. Their plan unraveled when friends noticed strange posts on Dee Dee's Facebook account. Nick believed they could escape forever, but Gypsy's actions suggest she had no intention of staying with him once the deed was done. The naivety of their plan is staggering. Gypsy's cunningness outmatched Nick's devotion, leaving him to bear the brunt of the crime's consequences. Now, to fully understand Nicholas's actions, we must consider his mental health. Diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder and cognitive challenges, as well as having a psychological break with hallucinations at the age of 13, how much did his condition influence his decisions? Individuals with cognitive impairments can be easily influenced, especially in emotionally charged situations. And in the addedness of Nick not being on his medication because he had been at his father's, who does not believe in medication for mental health. He came back and he had not been taking it, according to Stephanie's interview, and that could have played a serious part into all of this. Now, Nick likely viewed his actions as morally justified within his framework of understanding. Nick's beliefs painted him as a fairy tale hero saving his princess, but Gypsy used that narrative to manipulate him into doing her bidding. Nicholas Godejohn's interview is a chilling reminder of how love, manipulation, and mental health can intertwine with tragic results. Gypsy Rose Blanchard continues to receive public sympathy while Nick remains in prison for life. But was he a victim or a willing accomplice? The truth is far more complex, and that is what we will be unpacking in the rest of this series. Stay tuned for more deep dives into this case and others on the Good Wives Network. Don't miss out our upcoming series, Gathering of the Crows, that is dissecting Gypsy's memoir, My Time to Stand, chapter by chapter, Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. right here on the Good Wives Network. Visit our website at thegoodwivesnetwork.com to purchase our books and see our other content, and have a good one from the Good Wives, serving true crime one dish at a time. Bye, guys. Mwah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.